home in California's northern Mojave Desert early Friday evening and traveled through the night, crossing the border at 6:30 a.m. After a brief stop in San Carlos to pick up the keys from Brisa, our boat broker, and a stop at the supermarket Lay to purchase something for dinner, we arrived at La Brisa late in the afternoon on Saturday. Between San Carlos and Guaymas, I experienced a deflated feeling. It was akin to bringing home a newborn baby from the hospital and being assailed by self-doubts. After all the weeks of excitement, the moment had arrived, and I found myself wondering if we would make the transition from trailer sailors, if we were up to the task of learning all of La Brisa's systems and doing well by her. As new boat owners, we wanted to be on our boat as soon as possible after the purchase at the end of July. However, Marisa cautioned against coming any time before October due to the high temperatures and humidity. We acquiesced by arriving October 1st to find the temperatures were indeed high, and being used to dry heat, we were unprepared for the humidity and mosquitoes. However, during our 2-week stay in the boatyard, life acquired a routine.
So Trudy, what was our normal daily schedule like?
Well, usually we rose before dawn and walked over to OXXO, which is the ubiquitous corner convenience store, similar to the way 7-Elevens and Circle K's used to proliferate around the U.S.
There we got our coffee and maybe a pan dulce.
Yeah, it all depends what we had for breakfast. Sometimes we would hit the supermarkets and get some rather extravagant looking breakfast pastries. Other times we would have cereal.
And then we would also pick up a pair of drinks for later on in the day. Put in the ice chest and get cold for us when we were hot.
And heat was something else, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It definitely slowed us down.
Yeah, most days there was a bit of humidity to deal with. Usually in the afternoon, a nice breeze would come up, but still, when it's over 100 degrees and you've got some humidity in the 40 or 50%, you don't really feel like working real hard. You kind of have a little craving for somewhere cool, and oftentimes we would go out for a late Mexican lunch, early dinner in an air-conditioned restaurant. That was our extravagance.
One afternoon after a late lunch, we took a trip over the hill and saw a different facet of Guaymas, the fish processing plants and fishing fleet. On the way, we passed a series of docks the cruisers call the almost free docks. We've been told it costs $1 a day to tie up, but there is no water or electricity. Opposite the docks is a victim of Hurricane Newton, and just across from us in the boatyard is another victim that sank in downtown Guaymas when the Fourniture docks broke apart during the storm. Special mention should go to the owner of the boatyard, Gabriel Larios, and his workers who were out in the middle of the night at the height of the storm, risking injury, to adjust stands as needed and check on the boats. The yard sustained minimal damage as a result of their efforts. Life in the boatyard was made interesting with the goats that grazed the grass, and I never got tired of looking at all the different kinds of boats in the yard when I walked to the restrooms and showers. Some of the things that helped make life more comfortable were fans. Not all the fans on the boat worked, and we were grateful we brought a fan from home. Since we have not completely checked out the boat's electrical system, our solar-powered collapsible Lucy lights came in handy. Mosquito coils were readily available in the stores to combat the nightly mosquito onslaught. Another thing that made life quite comfortable was the full-length shade awnings constructed by the previous owner, who was an accomplished seamstress. During our stay at the boat, we had plans to accomplish a few projects.
So when we made our trip down to Guaymas, we had some expectations. What were some of the things we expected to get done?
Well, we knew we had to service all the seacocks, all the through hauls.
We knew we had a couple frozen seacocks.
So we're going to service all those. You wanted to paint the bilge.
That's right, get the bilge all cleaned out and painted.
Needed to unpack the boat, see what it had, and see what it needed.
Yeah, we knew there was a lot of stuff on the boat, a lot of parts and pieces.
And finally, we were going to sand the hull and prepare it for painting next time we came down.
Yeah. Sounded like a pretty simple list to me.
Yeah, should have had no problem getting all that done. Oh well.
Join us in the next episode and find out what happened.
So Lee, what are we not going to miss about the boat?
Mosquitoes.